Alright, so it's game number 3 between Team Liquid and FaZe in the 25K tournament. The series is currently tied 1-1, and the player we want to highlight in this game as we move over to Fringe Uplink is going to be Clayster. So this is a very close Uplink game from start to finish, and let's take a look at some of the differences between the two teams. So right now it is one player remaining for Team Liquid. FaZe, they missed a 1-point toss. Clayster's trying to push forward, but Burns just makes a big defensive stop. I'll try to fast forward through all the respawns that we see whenever Clayster dies. And wow, okay, Clay, that was pretty impressive shots. But let's pause it right here. Even though Zuma dies ahead of Clayster, you can kind of see how this play is starting to develop. So the first thing you do whenever you're on the side of FaZe and you take control of the drone is you toss it forward towards this small fence area. Why do you do that? One, because the other team's main spawns are going to be like way back here near the back alley in the truck, so they can't really get a direct line of sight on you. What you could do from there is you could either go to top barn and slide in for a goal there, or you could run around tracks if you don't think you can make the dunk and get a 1-point shot. There's also some set throws you can make, but Clay, because his teammate dies ahead of him, he's going to choose to cut right through barn, sets up for the 1-point toss there. Fortunately, he misses that. But granted, you know, making those shots while under pressure is pretty tough just to line everything up and make sure that you are going to 100% hit it. This is one that we've been... Oh, no. Okay, never mind. I accidentally went back. I wanted to follow the shot and I hit the wrong button. So this is a toss that we've been seeing a whole lot more as of late, as people have been practicing. As Clay's going to get this one off. Hopefully he does. Okay, let's follow this one. So it just barely misses to the left. Unfortunate there, but that was what? Clayster's second 1-point toss that we've seen. So this could realistically be like 2-0 FaZe right now. And I'm actually surprised that Clay's getting so many touches on the drone. Maybe he's just it seems like he's just been the only one in position to do so, but normally when you think of Clay, you don't really think of an objective player. But there we go, he hits his first 1-point toss. FaZe take the lead, and what we've been seeing this entire game long so far has just been FaZe with constant pressure, constant aggression to the Liquid base. Liquid have been unable to slay out middle map as of yet. They've gotten, you know, a couple of clutch 2 pieces here and there. But for the most part, it's just been FaZe with non-stop aggression. So finally, Liquid are able to stabilize. So now FaZe, this is how they react to all 4 going down. They send Clayster over to tracks. He's going to get some help from Zuma. You have Enable. He rotates over towards middle map. And Attach is about to come off the respawn, but he spawns up right next to his teammates over at tracks. Clay challenges Merc there, and Zuma's there for the trade kill. That's exactly the setup that they had in mind, but players starting to drop. That's a big kill from Clayster, just taking it out the drone carrier. He should be looking maybe to toss this one off the map, as you know, FaZe are getting slayed at their base. It's kind of like a reverse situation from what we just saw. Now it's FaZe fighting from their base. The 1-point toss from Merc misses, and FaZe should 100% be looking to toss off the map just like that. And now, since they don't have to focus on getting the drone out of their base, they can focus on mid-map slaying, where they've had so much success so far on this first side. Clayster is looking to control these middle power positions. As 3 go down once again from FaZe, so they're forced to stabilize, but Liquid haven't made any progression up the map. If you see, like, they're still fighting for a middle map position here. Clay falls again, going for some presence over near middle map. Now they're looking for apathy with the drone, and you know, playing defense on this side, when you're forced to pick up the kill at your goal, it's just so tough, right? As 4 go down, by the way, from Liquid. I could go back to my point in just a second. Let's pause it around here as Liquid are coming off respawn. Yeah, okay. So you have Clayster. He brings out the Tempest to watch the cross-off spawn. Zuma with the drone. He's got a lead blocker and Attach. And Enable's kind of lagging behind, but I believe he's coming a bit off respawn. So Clay is one of the best Tempest players we have in the league. He was really one of the first people to start experiment with using it, especially after the recent buff it got. It looks like FaZe, they were only able to get a 1-point toss from that, but still, points are points. You still have Clayster maintaining this forward position. He's gotten, what was it, like 3 total kills with the Tempest, and he pushed out this back lane. This should be a 100% dunk for FaZe. There's a player coming from behind, though. That was Apathy. That was a big stop, but still, everybody's in the base for FaZe, and now Zuma's the one putting pressure on the spawns, and now you got to be careful because Clay, he's getting close to those streaks. He's got the Lightning Strike, moving up towards the Hellstorm and the Cerberus. But going back to what I was saying about being forced to defend the goal over on Grandma's when you don't have any front positions to work with. So I could pause it here. So what I mean by front positions is like a line of sight over near front Grandma's, or posted up like middle map, just something to stop the drone carrier from making it to like this area or this area. Right, so here you have Attach. He's got a good line of sight. He's zoning out L wall. Clay, he could see the whole front Grandma's. Where's everybody else from FaZe? Enable's right behind him, and he's got Heat Wave, so that could be used for a clutch stop, and Zuma's coming off respawn. So whenever you let that drone carrier just get close enough that they could just wall run in, obviously it's just a lot tougher, and we've seen so many different plays happen throughout the CWL where that situation arises where the drone carrier just wall runs around Grandma's and they get the easy dunk from there. So that's going to do it for the first side. FaZe, they come in and they're up 4-2, but they have streaks to work with, and Clay brings out a Danger Close class with double Semtex. Just looking for some early tags. He's trying to get that Cerberus, and he's going to do so very early in the round, and he wastes no time calling it in. So this is immediately going to force a reaction from Liquid, right? They have to switch up their classes. They need to bring out EMPs and find a way just to destroy the Cerberus. Study goes big right here with the 3-piece, so now we get to see how FaZe like to defend on this side. As Clay spots one, let's go ahead and pause it here and see where everyone's located as Liquid's starting to move the drone forward. So you have Clay back barn. You have Zuma along with Enable. They're moving from barn. I imagine they're going to send one person inside while Attach flanks, send 2 people back barn. It looks like they'll send all 3 back barn. Okay, but they are able to pick up the kills, and they clear out their base successfully. Only 1 player left for Liquid. And look at this. Clayster's going to use a streak. But you see that Attach and Zuma just completely disregarded the drone. This is because they want to preemptively push out the lane, right? They want to get over towards that Peach's truck so that Enable doesn't have to worry about getting shot by anyone as he's moving the drone forward. You want to have your drone carrier feel as comfortable as possible. And they're able to do this because Clayster calls in the Lightning Strike. So they know exactly where everyone's going to be located on the side of Liquid. And they know the timings, right? They know where they could be pushed up from. They have yet to get a score. In fact, that's a clutch defensive play from Liquid. Is now Clayster, he's left all 1 up ahead, but he's even able to find 2. I'd say that's still a pretty good trade. But FaZe, they're certainly having some struggles in terms of overall slaying on this side. They've been playing from their base definitely through the most part. And now that's the same similar situation, right, that we just saw before. Just trying to push out the lane preemptively for the drone carrier. Don't know what happened there, but we're back over with Clayster. So this is a different push from FaZe. Right, something we've yet to see from them. This is pushing the drone up through middle map, through Zuma. Now because you don't have anybody pushed up, Enable's kind of late there, Attach is dead. But because nobody's pushed out through train tracks, you can't comfortably run the drone through that area. There are just too many things you need to check. So they decide to run it middle map. And the key to making this push work is being able to get somebody like Clayster set up in a position like here at the white truck. That way he can put pressure on the Liquid players that are going to be around this area. And what Zuma can then do is just jump right into top Grandma's, or he could come around the side through silos, and just an alternate route to score. So it looks like that's exactly what they have in mind, actually. As Zuma just runs the drone forward, you got Clayster here to help out. And now Enable, they've bought enough time for him to push through tracks, and they can work on getting this score in, and they do so, and that's going to be a dunk. So even though that team kill comes in, FaZe, they've been able to build themselves a 4-point lead. And on Fringe, I'd say that's a pretty comfortable lead. I'd say it gives you like 1 mistake to make, and then you have to rotate back to your base. But I think that's exactly why Clay will be saving his Hellstorm missile here, just in case that situation arises. And now we see things starting to turn around for Team Liquid. They get FaZe in a bit of a spawn trap. Clay's just forced to bring out his Tempest to help Slay out of his base. he's able to get some forward position to work with, but now it's just a one-possession game. And that was the one mistake FaZe were able to make, and the mistake they made was dying and giving up control of their base. Clay once again able to make a big kill with his Tempest, but unable to find any more after that. Now this is a tough decision to make. You're coming off of respawn. You're only up by 1 point at this stage of the game. Instead of rotating back to their base, this is a risk to take, right? Just overextending. It's definitely the riskier play to make. But you see a lot of top barn presence for the guys over on FaZe, so they decide to send Zuma through first, and this is where they're going to use the Hellstorm missile. So they see this player middle map, they might get 2 here, and yes they do. So that's actually a huge 2-piece, and this will allow them to push forward a lot safer. Now, you got to be careful because Clacer blocked off the spawns over near Auto. He knows exactly the situation, and I'm actually a little surprised that FaZe weren't able to score there. I need to take another look at this. So it was actually Zuma getting the pass. There's the Hellstorm missile picking up 2. They immediately go for the drone. Zuma finds the 3rd here. Here's the pass coming in. It just looks like maybe a miscommunication. Oh, that was so close. They were expecting to go through the window. Zuma comes out as he picks up the drone. Study puts himself in the position to find the kill. And then just like that, the push is just slowed down so significantly. Awkward play there from Clay. I don't think he knew that Apathy was around that area, but still, FaZe maintained the lead even though they're unable to score. They're just keeping Team Liquid at their base. So whenever Team Liquid are forced to be on the other side of the map, that's going to be good for FaZe, of course. You see Merc brings out his Annihilator. And now with a minute remaining, Team Liquid have been able to get the kills to start pushing forward on the map. And you need to be so careful on this side as Barn, because that one high wall run toss that we saw from Clay in the first side, you know that's in the back of Liquid. That's all they need to do. And here's one of those tosses. Clay's like, please miss, please miss, please miss. And fortunately for him, it does. In fact, I just want to back up a little bit, and I just want to see. So it's Study right now with the drone. I want to see just how close exactly. So let me slow this down a little bit for everyone to see. So he goes up. He tosses this forward. This is to tie the game too. Just a little bit to the left. Almost able to make it happen. And now FaZe, this is still a good position for them. Even though they're in the back of their base, they could do exactly this. Run it towards this back truck area. If things get dangerous, he could jump off the map. He could just toss it off. And look, this is their defensive setup. You have Zuma with a scythe in front of you. You have Enable who had presence over your back barn. Attach could rotate to fill in that gap. So this is looking really good for FaZe to close out the game. 15 seconds remaining. There you go. He tosses his out. Gets back into the map. But there still is time for Liquid to score. And you see Clacer, he's going to set up for the interception here. Burns decided to run through the barn side here instead of maybe going for that high wall run. And that does it for game number 3. FaZe go ahead and take a 2-1 advantage here. This is, I believe, for money in the 25k, as I said in the first video. But yeah, you can kind of see how FaZe approach Fringe Uplink. Coming up next in the series would be the CTF between Liquid and FaZe. I know that's a really good match, and I can't wait to bring that one to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys later for the next map in the series, as once again FaZe are now up 2-1.